Hey folks, Mike Johnson here. If it's got wheels and an engine, you're in the right place. On this channel, we dive into car repairs, maintenance tips, and everything you need to keep your ride running smooth. If you're into cars and want to keep learning, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. All right, enough talking. Let's get into it.
Reader, optional, containers for old engine oil and coolant, set of head gaskets, drip trays, coolant, engine thermostat, set of exhaust. Manifold gaskets, gloves, intake, manifold gasket set, mechanics toolkit with various combinations of sockets and wrenches, safety goggles. Spark plugs, torque wrenches, 3/8 and 1/2, timing belt kit specific to your vehicle, valve cover gaskets, vehicle service manual. Step 1, find the VIN. Locate the information specific to your vehicle to make finding parts easier. The service manual lists the special tools required for repairs and specifies the components to be removed during repair. It may be necessary to look at the procedures several times before starting. Familiarize yourself with the work you'll be doing before you start working on your car's engine. Tip: when looking for a cylinder head gasket, try to buy a complete gasket kit which will include many different gaskets. Although these kits may contain gaskets you don't need or contain duplicates, it's best not to have an important gasket when you need it. When a component is removed, all gaskets must be replaced to eliminate the risk of leakage when the engine is reassembled. After replacing the gaskets, it is essential to install the fasteners for each component to the required torque specifications. Part 2 of 4, dismantling the motor. Step 1, disconnect the battery. As it's easy to activate the starter kit on some vehicles by accident, it's crucial that you disconnect the battery when carrying out major repairs on your car. Note: first disconnect the negative or black cable from the battery. Step 3, remove all cylinder head components. All components attached to the cylinder head must be removed. Tip: there are lots of nuts, bolts, sleeves, clamps and fittings, and it can be easy to lose track of things. Try taking photos or writing a description of each part to help you remember where everything goes once you're ready to reassemble the engine. Tip: bag and tag everything. It's a good idea to keep certain parts and their fasteners in the same bag. A component may have fasteners of different lengths. Tag them as they need to go back exactly where they came from to avoid damaging the motor. Tip: some of the bolts involved in disassembly are called torque-to-fit. These torque-to-fit bolts usually stretch during installation and must be replaced once removed. Be careful with these bolts and remember to replace them with new ones. Warning: if reused, these torque range fasteners have a good chance of breaking off in the engine block or cylinder head. The broken part should be removed and the hole repaired if damaged. Step 4, remove fasteners in sequence. Many components such as the valve cover, cylinder head, intake and exhaust manifolds require fasteners to be removed in a certain sequence to avoid warping or cracking. This information is usually detailed in the vehicle's service manual. Some vehicles are equipped with overhead camshafts, either double overhead camshafts, DOHC, or single overhead camshafts, SOHC or OHC. This means that the camshafts are located in the cylinder head. On these types of engine, the crankshaft and camshaft can be connected by a timing belt or chain. Note: the timing belt or timing chain assembly requires a specific removal procedure to protect the engine's internal components. Pay particular attention to timing procedures and markings. These markings are vital to engine operation, and the assembly can be damaged if mistakes are made. Some vehicles may have a different type of engine, known as an overpressure valve, OHV. Many OHV engine models have the camshaft housed in the engine block and use lifters, linkages, and rocker arms to activate the valves in the cylinder head. Engine timing components are not usually included in cylinder head removal, but if these components are removed, they must be installed in exactly the same order. Many timing belt kits come with a marked belt for easy installation. The markings or links on the belt, which vary for each type of timing belt kit, will align exactly with the markings on the engine components. Cylinder head gasket: the cylinder head gasket is located under the cylinder head. The material used can range from metal to a material that crushes when the cylinder head bolts are installed and tightened. Sometimes both materials are used in the construction of the head gasket. This seal must contain and withstand combustion pressures and temperatures. Often you can see a break between two cylinders, or a break where an oil or coolant seal has failed. Part 3 of 4, inspect the cylinder head assembly. The engine block and cylinder head assembly feature ports through which engine oil flows for lubrication and engine coolant flows for temperature control. The cylinder head gasket is cut to seal each cylinder and the oil and coolant ports so that the fluids don't mix, and compression from one cylinder doesn't leak into the other. Tip: in many cases, a faulty cylinder head gasket will leave oil in the cooling system, turning the coolant into a brown sludge. You may notice the sludge while removing the radiator cap, and see the sludge in the radiator or inside the engine when you remove the oil filler cap. Step 1. Inspect engine block and cylinder head. The mating surfaces of the engine block and cylinder head must be checked for flatness to ensure a perfect seal. Send the cylinder head assembly to a machine shop for professional cleaning and inspection. In many cases, valve replacement will be necessary. Talk to the machine shop technicians for instructions on what to bring and for details of their services. Tip: you can purchase a machine straight edge to measure the flatness of the engine block and cylinder head contact surfaces. The vehicle service manual will specify the measurement limit. If the contact surface of the engine block or cylinder head is not perfectly straight, the component must be replaced. The machine shop technicians will inspect the cylinder heads for flatness, but you will be responsible for checking the engine block. Lay the straight edge across the deck of the engine block. Shine a flashlight on one side. Check if you can see the light between the engine block and the right edge tool. If so, the engine block must also be repaired. If the bridge isn't flat, the light will peek through the deformed spots. Step 2. Clean the engine block and cylinder head assembly. The contact surfaces of the engine block and cylinder head must also be perfectly clean. When you ship the cylinder head to a machine shop, the mechanics even take care to clean it. Note: if you decide to clean them yourself, don't forget the mating surfaces of the intake and exhaust manifolds. Warning: any problems that may have damaged the cylinder head gaskets may also have damaged the cylinder heads, and special tools or procedures may be required to repair them. Warning: do not use a rotary disc or grinding wheel to clean these surfaces, as these tools can remove too much metal if used incorrectly. These tools create many small metal particles and can deposit them in hard-to-reach places inside the engine block. If dirt or debris were to fall into the combustion chamber around the pistons, this could cause scratches along the cylinder walls. Step 3. Inspect other components removed during disassembly. This is a good time to check other components for damage or wear, and replace them to avoid problems on the road. Note: replace spark plugs, engine coolant thermostat, oil, coolant, ignition wires, timing components, belts, worn pulleys, and any seals that have broken during removal. The engine components you may need will vary according to the application. Step 4. Clean the wires. Sometimes rust and dirt can build up on the threads, spiral grooves, of fasteners and inside bolt holes. The fastener can jam on the dirt, resulting in inaccurate tightening torques. You can take the cylinder head bolts to your local hardware store to find the bolt size and thread pitch. With this measurement, you can buy a tap of the same size. Use the tap on the cylinder head bolt holes to clean off any dirt that has settled along the threads. Tip: as some engine blocks have studs installed in the block. A cap nut is fitted after the cylinder head is installed on the studs. See the manufacturer's recommendations for dealing with these studs. The studs may need to be replaced and the stud holes cleaned. Part 4 of 4, a reassembly. Step 1, spray cylinder head gasket with sealant. If applicable, spray both sides of the head gasket with sealant before laying it on the clean engine block. Otherwise, place the bare gasket on the clean engine block. Tip: if studs are used to hold the cylinder head down, install the studs before fitting the gasket. Models without studs are often fitted with alignment studs to prevent the gasket from moving while the cylinder head is on top. Step 2. Install the cylinder head. After cleaning the surfaces and installing the gasket, install the cylinder head and secure it. Tip: the service manual provides information on tightening torque and the correct tightening sequence. As with the removal of components, there is a specific pattern to follow when reassembling parts to ensure a good seal and the least possible stress on components. In most cases, several passes of increasing torque measurements are required. Follow the procedures and use a calibrated torque wrench. Step 3. Replace all previously removed components. Reconstitute your previous steps and install all components removed from the cylinder head assembly. Tip: consult your notes and photos to stay on track, and don't forget to take a good look at the components, contact surfaces, and fasteners. Note: clean all contact surfaces, clean threads on dirty bolts and in dirty bolt holes, and replace any seals disturbed during the disassembly process. Some components do not require a gasket, but do require a silicone paste or gasket manufacturer, which you can find at your local auto parts store. Mechanical timing: where applicable, the mechanical timing assembly is used to attach the engine crankshaft and camshafts together. When the crankshaft turns, the pistons move up and down in the combustion chamber. The camshaft operates the valve train to open and close the valves at just the right moment. If the mechanical timing is incorrect, the pistons can come into contact with the valves, causing serious damage. On OHV, overhead valve, applications, you may not need to handle the timing components. On OHC, overhead camshaft, single or multiple, applications, the timing components must be disassembled to remove the cylinder head. Follow the instructions in the service manual for correct assembly. Step 4. Connect battery and fill fluids. Check your work once more before connecting the battery. Install the positive cable first, then the negative. Warning: installing cables in reverse order will cause a spark and may ignite nearby flammable liquids. Once you're comfortable with the assembly, fill the engine with oil. Check the engine oil level and don't forget to use a new filter. Fill the radiator with coolant to the maximum level and wait. You may see bubbles. Air may be trapped in the cooling system, and the cooling system must be bled before starting the engine. In some cases, it may be possible to lift the front of the vehicle to move the air to the highest point of the system or overflow reservoir. Check your coolant levels and make sure they are adequate. Step 5. Check for faults. Get into the vehicle and turn the ignition key to the accessory or ON position. Do not start the vehicle at this time. At this point, you can attach the code reader if you have one. In many cases, a code will be set immediately if a component has not been connected. If codes appear, it will be easier to find the component you have disconnected. Step 6. Set the temperature control. Start the vehicle and set the temperature control to maximum. This will allow coolant to enter the heater core and is the best chance of removing stubborn air bubbles from the cooling system. In conclusion, prioritizing safety while working on your car is essential to prevent injuries and ensure a smooth repair process. Always remember to wear the recommended safety equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses, especially when handling engine oil, coolant, and various vehicle parts. By taking these precautions, you can protect yourself and enjoy a safer, more efficient automotive experience. Stay safe and happy working.